Hello. Today I want to talk about a topic that has significant implications for the Caribbean: President Trump's executive orders. As you may know, just hours after his second inauguration on January 20th, President Trump wasted no time. He signed a slew of executive orders, some of which will affect the Caribbean quite directly. Today, I want to focus on two of those executive orders in particular. But before we get into the details, let's clear something up. Issuing executive orders is not unusual. Every US president has done it. It's part of their constitutional authority. What is unusual is the sheer number and timing of President Trump's very early orders. For those of us in the Caribbean, there are two that we should really pay attention to. But before we do that, let me explain what an executive order is. It is not legislation, but it has the force of law. It's essentially a directive from the president telling US government officials how to carry out policies. They can have a big impact, but they're not untouchable. If an executive order goes against the Constitution or existing laws, it can be challenged in court. And as we are seeing right now, that's already happening. One of President Trump's new orders, titled Protecting the Meaning and Value of American Citizenship, aims to end what is known as birthright citizenship. That's the principle that anyone born on US soil is automatically a US citizen. This is anchored in the 14th Amendment of the US Constitution. It's been there for over 150 years. Now, this executive order doesn't retroactively strip citizenship from anyone. It only applies to children born in the future to parents who are not US citizens or permanent residents. But let me be clear. This challenges a long-standing interpretation of the Constitution, and that is where it hits home for the Caribbean. There are Caribbean nationals, pregnant women, for instance, who travel to the US deliberately to have babies who would automatically become US citizens. However, if this order is upheld by the courts, all that would change. Babies born to parents who are not legally in the United States would no longer become US citizens. In the meantime, immigration officers are likely to step up their scrutiny of pregnant women trying to enter the US. They'll be asking more questions about why you're visiting. And if they suspect your purpose is to give birth to a child in the United States, you might very well be denied entry. Now let's look at the broader implications. For years, people from foreign countries, including the Caribbean, have hoped that having a child born in the US might open the door for the family to eventually secure residency or citizenship. But here's the hard truth. The law doesn't work that way. A child born in the US is a citizen, yes, but their parents, if they're undocumented, don't automatically gain any rights. And that brings us to the second executive order to which I want to draw attention. It's called Protecting the American People Against Invasion. This order calls for the deportation of all undocumented migrants. Across the US right now, there's already a palpable sense of fear amongst those without legal status. People are hiding, trying to avoid Homeland Security task forces that have been charged with finding and deporting them. For Caribbean governments, this presents a real challenge. The sudden return of large numbers of deportees could strain already overburdened systems. Healthcare, education, unemployment, even crime rates. These are all areas that could be badly affected. For the Caribbean people, this is a moment to be careful and to begin to work toward how they could make their own homelands more prosperous, more productive, and more developed, so that they can enjoy at home the same conditions they're trying to seek in the United States. And they can stay home with dignity and with pride. Thank you for listening. And please subscribe to this page on YouTube for this and many other podcasts. Thank you very much.